I make more money on one mobile home flip than I used to make as a real estate agent on $1 million home and the commissions that I would make from that. So I'm going to explain to you why this is bit of insight into my background. I am a mobile home investing coach and I'm also a flipper. I help other people get started in this really unique niche of beginner friendly real estate investing, is what I call it, because honestly, it's low budget, but super high return. So when I was getting started in investing, I had my real estate license for a year. And I got this real estate license in 2018. The market was booming, but so were all of the real estate agents. People were coming out of the woodwork to get their real estate license because they just, like me, saw it as a way to make easy money. And what I found out was that it was such a hustle and a grind. And I was working on the weekends. I was constantly tied to my phone and my laptop. I couldn't even go on vacation without my laptop. And I was working so hard to get clients. My first year, I only had 3 clients, like buyer seller clients. And I was like, I need to get into something that is way easier to do, less competitive, less stress. And I got into mobile home investing in 2019. And the reason that I started this was all of what I just mentioned, is that I wanted something that was more passive. Now, it's not truly passive because I don't generate ongoing income with my mobile home flips. I sell mine for cash to a new home buyer. So I get cashed out, whether my buyers pay cash or they get a loan, but either way, I'm getting cashed out on my deals. I don't ever carry the note. I don't ever rent them. That's just my personal preference. So I teach this strategy to people who want to get the biggest bang for their buck with their small amount of money. So when I started with 5,000. And on my first ever mobile home flip, I made 25,000 from that 5,000. It was a 500% return on my investment, and it took 5 weeks to do. And I was blown away at how simple it was. Now, it took me about 2.5 months of marketing myself as a mobile home investor in my area to get this deal. So it wasn't like it just fell in my lap. I did have to work for it, but I learned how to make the right connections with mobile home parks. I learned all about marketing myself as a mobile home buyer, and I just created relationships with these mobile home parks in my area. So that was all of my effort in those first 2.5 months that led to that deal. All got rolling, I was able to do multiple deals. And what happens with me, and it happens with all of my students, is that once you get into a mobile home park as the go-to person that will fix and flip these old worn out mobile homes, then the park itself will give you leads. And that is how I do most of my deals. So there's a right way to do this and a wrong way to do this. So when you're starting off, it's a really good idea to make these relationships with the mobile home park managers and do it in the most effective way. But anyway, I wanted to just say this, that most of my profits now are between about $30,000 and $40,000 on a mobile home. And the other day I was thinking about this. If my real estate commission as a real estate agent is 3%, 3% is very standard. It's not what every real estate agent charges, but that's what I charged to list or to help a buyer. So if I were to help a buyer or a seller in a $1 million transaction, that's a 30 commission. And I make that on one mobile home flip. And I don't have to work half as hard for that kind of money. So if you are just starting off, you want to get into this crazy little investing niche, it's a great place to start as a beginner because it's lower budget and it's much lower risk because it's lower budget. Then just grab the resource that I have down below. It is how to fix and flip mobile homes. I put this together for anybody who is a beginner and wanting to get into this industry. So I'm happy to help you. Just put it in the comments, whatever questions you have, and make sure you subscribe to my channel because I do put out videos like this very frequently to help you guys in this little niche. So I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for tuning in.